Assalamualaikum and a very good day to our respected lecturer, Melida, and to all viewers. Today, our group will be presenting our comprehensive cost accounting project on a self-simulated retail business named Cakeland Cafe. The purpose of this presentation is to demonstrate the practical application of introductory cost accounting principles, specifically regarding cost classification, allocation, and tracking within a structured corporate framework. On behalf of my team, Fasha Hanis, Nur Hidayah, Nur Aisha, and Siti Fatimah, and also myself, we welcome you to our presentation. I will begin by discussing our business overview. So, Cakeland Cafe is a modern retail kiosk established on March 5, 2026, operating in the food and beverage sector. We specialize in manufacturing high-quality homemade desserts and baked goods at affordable price point. Our kiosk operates under the organizational tagline, Baked with Love, Shared with Joy, which anchors our commitment to product quality and operational standards. We are physically located at 40G, Jalan Doraisami, Chowkit 5300 Kuala Lumpur. This strategic high foot traffic location allows us to efficiently serve our primary target market, which consists of students and working professionals. Cakeland Cafe is organized as a small-scale retail kiosk. Our daily internal value chain includes raw material procurement, ingredient preparation, baking, cold processing, packaging, and also front-end inventory management. To maintain a lean operational structure, the kiosk employs 3 dedicated personnel, 1 cashier for service delivery, 1 production worker to handle mixing and processing, and 1 packaging worker to ensure quality control and secure storage. Our product line focuses on 2 high-demand desserts options, which are freshly baked chocolate chip muffins and also chilled Nestum cheesecakes. I will now pass the presentation to Fasha to explain our costing methodology.
Thank you, Aisha. To establish accurate financial tracking and ensure long-term profitability, Cakeland Cafe has adopted the batch costing method as our primary accounting framework. Because our production is structured around uniform batches over a fixed time frame rather than a single continuous process, batch costing allows us to isolate, trace, and evaluate all expenditures over a precise 1-week operational cycle. This framework prevents resource duplication and it minimizes the raw material variances. To execute this, we systematically segregate our expenditures into 5 core elements, which is the first one is the direct materials, which represents costs directly physically traceable to the final units. The second one is the direct labor, which accounting for wages paid to personnel directly transforming the materials. The third one is the direct expenses, which covering product-specific operational tools. The fourth one is production overheads, which includes shared manufacturing costs such as utilities and also machinery depreciation. And the last one is the non-production overheads, which capture the general administrative and commercial costs like kiosk rental and also service salaries. To maintain computational consistency across our calculations, our financial modeling relies on several strict operational assumptions. The first one is our menu consists strictly of 2 core products, which is the chocolate chip muffins and Nestum cheesecake. Our weekly production volume is fixed at 180 units of muffins and 50 units of cheesecake. Also, the kiosk operates exactly 5 days per week with a standard 30-hour weekly operating schedule, translating to 6 hours per day. And crucially, our baseline pricing strategy implements a 40% profit markup on total cost to determine our standard retail pricing with all transactions recorded in Ringgit Malaysia. So an important distinction in our methodology is how we treat shared assets. Since Nestum cheesecake is processed strictly as a chilled dessert, it does not use the baking oven. Therefore, no oven utility or depreciation costs are allocated for the cheesecake batch. I will now pass the floor to Nur Hidayah to present our first product case study. Thank you.
Thank you, Fasha. Let us now look at the financial data for our first product batch, which is the chocolate chip muffins, yielding 180 units per week. Our direct materials accumulate to a total of 166 ringgit 12 cents per week. This includes essential baking ingredients such as 15 eggs, 3.75 kilograms of all-purpose flour, full cream milk, vegetable oil, and 500 grams of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Our direct expenses also consist of product-specific packaging consumables required to secure the goods. For a 180 unit batch, this requires 180 individual cupcake cups, 180 transparent packaging bags, and also matching twist ties, totaling RM48.60. Our direct labor tracks the explicit remuneration of our operations team. The production worker and the packaging worker each work 30 hours per week at a flat contract rate of RM5 per hour. This results in an equal labor allocation of RM150 per employee, bringing our total weekly direct labor cost to RM300. By aggregating our direct materials, direct expenses, and direct labor, we arrive at a total baseline prime cost of RM514.72 for this batch. Moving beyond prime cost, we look at our overhead structures. Our production overheads include indirect materials, specifically aprons and protective gloves, which total of RM9.10. Shared utilities for electricity and water are allocated at an estimated weekly rate of RM20. As for the capital assets, depreciation is calculated linearly based on an expected 3-year useful lifespan, which equates to 156 weeks. This results in a weekly depreciation charge of 79 cents for the baking oven and 22 cents for the hand mixer, bringing total production overheads to RM30.11. Our non-production overheads consist of commercial expenses that sit outside manufacturing, specifically front and cashier salaries of RM150 and kiosk rent of RM200. These are allocated using our weekly production volume ratio of 180 units to 50 units. This ratio assigns RM273.91 of administrative overhead to our muffin line. As shown on the job cost card, combining our prime cost, production overhead, and non-production overhead yields a total cost of RM818.74. Dividing this across our 180 unit volume establishes an exact cost per unit of RM4.55. Applying our 40% profit markup yields a final selling price of RM5.50. This leaves us with a 17% profit margin and a healthy weekly gross profit of RM171.26. I will now hand over to Arisha to present our second case study.
Thank you, Hidayah. Let us now examine the cost structure for our second product line, the Nestum cheese coat, which is produced in weekly batches of 50 containers. Our direct materials for this line total RM123.23 per week. The primary cost drivers here are chilled dairy and dry inputs, which include 1,250 grams of cream cheese, 2,140 grams of deluxe biscuit crackers, 1,125 grams of Nestum flakes, and 2.5 liters of full cream milk. For direct expenses, the product utilizes 50 rectangular plastic containers and matching plastic spoons to facilitate takeaway consumption, totaling RM27.02. For direct labor, our production and packaging personnel operate under the same structured schedule as the muffin line. However, as detailed in our formal job cost card, the direct labor applied to this specific batch is accounted for at RM240. Next, we look at the overhead distribution for the Nestum cheese coat. Our production overheads reflect an identical indirect materials cost of RM9.10 for standard safety gear and a weekly utility allocation of RM20. As mentioned in our methodology, because this is a chilled dessert, the baking oven is not utilized. Therefore, our asset depreciation is restricted solely to the hand mixer, adding 22 cents to the process and bringing total production overheads to RM29.32. Our non-production overheads are calculated using the same 180 to 50 production volume ratio. This assigns RM32.61 for the cashier's salary and RM43.48 for kiosk rent, resulting in a total non-production overhead cost of RM76.09. According to our product's job cost card, adding our prime costs, production overheads, and non-production overheads results in a total batch cost of RM495.66. Divided across our weekly run of 50 containers, our unit cost comes to RM9.91. Our standard markup strategy, we establish a retail selling price of RM12.85 per container. This gives us a 23% profit margin and a gross profit of RM146.84 per batch. I will now pass the presentation to Siti Fatimah to present our consolidated results and recommendation.
Thank you, Emmeline. Slide 9 brings together the final number for Cakeland Cafe menu items. To summarize our financial performance, our chocolate chip muffins operate at a unit cost of RM4.55, selling for RM5.50 and returning a gross profit of RM171.26 per batch. Our Nestem cheese coat operate at a unit cost of RM9.91, selling for RM12.85 and returning a gross profit of RM146.84 per batch. Looking at our combined performance, the kiosk incurs a total weekly operating cost of RM1,314.14 to manufacture both lines. In return, we generate total revenue of RM1,632.50, resulting in a total weekly gross profit of RM318.10. These figures prove that our baseline 14% markup strategy provide a solid financial safety net. It allowed Cakeland Cafe to maintain stable pricing while successfully covering our shared non-production administrative overheads and preserving a healthy net margin. While our current numbers show steady profitability, our team has identified 3 core areas where Cakeland Cafe can optimize its cost management practice to improve long-term efficiency. First, inventory control via the FIFO method, because the majority of our direct materials such as cream cheese, milk and eggs are highly perishable. We recommend strictly enforcing a first in, first out inventory policy, ensuring that all the ingredients are utilized first will minimize spoilage, reduce waste and protect our direct material costs. Second, strategic bulk procurement. Foundational ingredients like flour, sugar and dairy should be purchased in larger quantity whenever possible. Buying in bulk allows us to secure volume discount from supplier, lowering our average unit cost without compromising the quality of our dessert. Third, labor efficiency and scheduling. To prevent a low labor productivity, we recommend designing precise work schedules mapped directly to peak customer traffic, providing standard operating procedure (SOP) will also streamline assembly and packaging, reduce idle time, and optimizing our direct labor spending. In conclusion, this project has successfully demonstrated how introductory cost accounting serves as an essential tool for business management. By implementing a structured batch costing method, Cakeland Cafe is able to accurately track expenses, set profitable retail price, and make informed, data-driven decisions. Understanding our exact cost structure ensure that our business can scale efficiently while continuing to deliver products that are truly baked with love and shared with joy. That concludes our presentation. Thank you very much to our lecturer and to everyone for your time and attention.